What's going on, everybody? It's Royalty Crypto here, and welcome back to my channel. So I think everybody's wondering right now whether or not we are about to see the next leg up for crypto, or if we still have some downside price action to come. So in this video, I will be talking about that, and I will be talking about a couple of things that led me to this thesis. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And guys, this is a brand new crypto channel, so if you like crypto as much as I do, please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate all the support. But without further ado, guys, let's take a look at this market. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin is actually having quite a nice day at 88,500, and the main focus for this video will be Bitcoin, because I do believe that the entire altcoin space is basically going to move the direction that Bitcoin moves, and that is typically what we see in the crypto market. So even if you're not holding any Bitcoin, I still do believe you will get value out of this video, so don't click off just yet. So yeah, it is nice to see some bullish price action returning to the space, and I do believe the reason for that, guys, is because we now have an 85% chance of seeing a rate cut in December. I do believe that this is the most important short-term catalyst to be looking at right now, and if you guys were following this, we were down at just a 30% chance of a rate cut just 3 to 4 days ago, and I do believe that this is driving the current bullish price action for not just crypto but also stocks as well. Now, the reason we saw such a significant increase in the odds of a rate cut is actually because one of the Fed presidents, John Williams, suggested that there is further rate adjustments possible in the near future, and combining that with the September jobs report, which showed yet again more softening in the labor market, boosted the expectations for a rate cut. And just keep in mind, guys, John Williams is actually one of the more hawkish Fed chairs, so this does carry significantly more weight than if one of the dovish Fed chairs said something like this. So thanks to this comment, we have seen a significant increase in the odds of a rate cut, and this has been reflected in the prices of Bitcoin and crypto in just the past couple of days. Now, another thing that I wanted to discuss, and this is something that I've been talking about for quite some time now, I believe that we have a potential Bitcoin short squeeze just around the corner. And now I was calling this when Bitcoin had dropped down to $100,000, and I do believe the reason that that didn't happen was the uncertainty around the FOMC meeting in December. But now that it's becoming much more clear that we will potentially be getting a rate cut in December, I do believe that this short squeeze is becoming more and more likely. And as you guys can see here, there is $6 billion in Bitcoin shorts that face liquidation risks amid this potential squeeze, and that is just if Bitcoin increases another $10,000. So $6 billion will be lost if Bitcoin pumps to about 96 to 97,000. And when you look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, if you zoom out just even a bit more, we have $9 billion in people shorting Bitcoin on leverage if we were to get back to about $128,000, which would of course be breaking the all-time high. And at the same time, we have less than $100 million worth of longs open on the 3-month chart. This is quite an imbalance, and whenever we see such a significant imbalance in the liquidation heat map, the price of Bitcoin typically moves in the opposite direction. So guys, in my opinion, what's going to happen with Bitcoin, and of course this could be wrong and this is not financial advice, but I actually think that we are going to pump up to the FOMC meeting, which is December 10th. So that is about 15 and a half days away from now. So I think that it's reasonable that Bitcoin could pump to about 100 to 110,000, somewhere in that range, potentially even higher. It's hard to say. And then I do believe we could see a little bit of a short-term sell-off once the FOMC meeting is complete and we get that potential rate cut. Now, of course, if we don't end up getting that rate cut, or if the odds of the rate cut start to drop prior to this meeting, then this thesis will be irrelevant, and that is when we could potentially see more moves to the downside. However, I don't think that that is likely because there's really not much significant data that could change the rate cut decision at this point. So let's just go ahead and say we do 100% get this rate cut in December. I think we're going to pump up to the meeting, have a slight correction, maybe back down to 100,000 and retest that psychological level. And then that is when I do believe that we are going to continue this bull run and potentially get up to 130 to 135,000 for Bitcoin. Now, of course, any of this can change if we have any sort of black swan event or any news that none of us are really anticipating at this given moment. So this is just an educated guess based on the information that we currently do have. However, I do believe that quantitative tightening ending December 1st and potentially getting quantitative easing sometime early next year, and having Jerome Powell being replaced by someone that Trump is going to appoint, which will most definitely be a much more dovish selection for the Fed chair. I do think that all of those things will lead Bitcoin into its next leg up. And once we do get up to those levels that I am predicting, I will have to reevaluate what I think will happen in the market. But yeah, for the time being, guys, I am leaning towards being very bullish for the price of Bitcoin. And I think if Bitcoin does go on this run, you guys can expect altcoins to have a fantastic recovery. And personally, guys, again, not financial advice, but I am buying altcoins as well as Bitcoin right now. I think that the risk to reward is fantastic, because if you go on over to the crypto fear and greed index, we are currently sitting at a 12, and this will update again in 2 hours. And since we have had quite a nice day, we'll probably be back to a 15, give or take. But guys, whenever the crypto fear and greed index is this low, I think it is a fantastic buying opportunity. And typically the risk to reward on altcoins is fantastic. And I personally think that that is the case right now. So yeah, guys, I think that there is a lot to be optimistic about in the short to medium term. And I am personally taking advantage of this fear because I don't think it's going to last for much longer. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope that you guys had a fantastic Monday, and I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. Peace.